Today's video has no topic, and I suppose that's a topic in itself because it's actually not today. It's been a thing that's going on in my mind for quite a bit. Simply the fact that I will not be able to impress you with my smarts. And that is compounded by the fact that I just met my family today, and I got to observe our dynamics, and it wasn't easy to witness. It's not that my family is bad somehow, it's just that I can see all the things that I've picked from them and how I perpetuate them and how they feed directly into my problems of today. And that's basically just being an asshole to people. It's quite embarrassing, actually. And it's not something that we do. It's not something that we do malevolently to each other. It's just the way. It's a kind of humor, I suppose. And we, as strange as it sounds, we do that to bond, but it's so easily misunderstood by people. And I got to observe that because my wife was with us and my sister's husband, and I was sitting there with my with my mother and my sister, and we're very much alike, both physiologically and psychologically. So it's really difficult to be mindful of that. And it's difficult to not blame myself for it. Well, it is what it is. Even if it's not helpful. And I don't know where that comes from. Obviously, we didn't develop it. It came from our parents. Well, we could have developed it codependently, but I doubt it. It's probably picked from my parents, from my mother, basically. And I can kind of see how that happened to her because of the environment she's been within. And we're going on with this. And I'm most of the time, well, I used to be much more blind to it. I'm more mindful now. Also thanks to those videos. And it really settles down when I'm tense. And I'm like I was in my first video or second video when I was observing my body. Now it's pretty much relaxed. And it has something to do with my heart. Well, I don't know. with self-observation, I have learned over time to understand people by perceiving my emotions around them. It's like I have this radar on people, and in the presence of some people I feel this, in the presence of some people I feel that. And I am aware that of course I don't have to react to this even if I feel badly around them. But, well, I feel something in their presence, and their reactions oftentimes match with what I'm feeling. It's like there is this simultaneous occurrence of events. And if I'm mindful of that, I am much more in tune with what is happening. And if I'm in this, let's say, heart space, being more understanding towards people, or giving them more slack, comes off naturally. And I don't have to struggle for that, or it's not something I do against myself. It's like, well, much more easy, basically. And in the beginning, when I was shooting the first few videos, this tenseness, is that the word? This feeling of being tense sort of carried on into another day until I shot the next video. But now it's mostly gone. And keeping those videos rolling, even if I don't have much to say, like today, is a kind of practice, or a reminder of that this is what I want to do, this is how I want to grow. And it's not really about other people or how they perceive me, but that's, of course, that's useful for people who like me. It's more about being honest to myself. It's more about being authentic, I suppose. That I can see other people as myself. There is this I've come across people that don't appreciate the saying that first you have to love yourself, or first you have to take care of yourself in spirituality. In spiritual pursuits, you first have to take care of yourself, or first you have to understand yourself. But this is actually a basis for genuine relationships. Because if you truly understand what is going on the inside and become, in a certain sense, apersonal, because you've seen so much that nothing surprises you anymore, even wild stuff like mystical experiences, then you don't get caught up in bickering with other people. because you know what they are doing, or at least not know, but you can make room for them, that they are acting from a place of hurt rather than from a place of evil, that their heart is broken and they can't handle it. And it's taking care of yourself is a way of taking care of other people. You don't take care of yourself at the expense of other people. That's not taking this always backfires on you eventually. It's never sustainable. The same thing goes for taking care of other people at your own expense. This always backfires eventually. So these videos are a way to practice this mirroring of other people, this it's a reminder or something, a physical manifestation that ties into a cycle that this practice is. Every day I get to report on my day, and I have to be mindful of what was happening throughout the day. So in the previous video I was trying to explain some spiritual stuff, and it didn't really work out as I intended. This was almost scripted. I thought about that. I didn't like the bit with the explanation about the watch. I was covering my face with it, and I don't think it was helpful. It was metaphoric, of course. And of course, I don't like how often I said "of course" in that video, or my various mannerisms that fire up when I'm not being present. And the fact that I don't look at the camera too often. But hey, I'm shooting the videos and I'm doing my best, right? Thanks.